Greetings, everybody. My name is Ntabse Ngwejana, and I am a spiritual medium. So I thank you again for coming through to the channel. I'm eternally humbled and grateful for your presence here. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. The numbers are looking good, and I am grateful, which now segues to the topic of today: being grateful, the state of being grateful. The statements, thank you, Bayadangi, muchas gracias, obrigado, Nikenza, Ndolibwangamanda, however you are putting it, whatever language that you are going to be applying into this concept of being grateful. Today, that is what we are talking about. Now, the reason why I decided to do a sharing on this topic is because most people have had things. Most people have been prosperous. Most people have been rich. Most people have been blessed in whatever capacity or whatever way that you are going to be deeming fit to say, I have been blessed. And when people have been blessed, they forgot to be grateful or to show gratitude. Right. And today we are going to be talking about who to be grateful to, what to be grateful about, and how to be grateful, how to show gratitude. Now, we are going to be starting here with the concept of healer to a healer to a client. Some people would say a healer to a patient. That's fine. A healer to a client, I prefer it that way. So let's say you come to me and you say, Gogo, I'm having a certain issue. And obviously, I do not know how your issue will be sorted out, because we are hardly ever given that. As if you were a real healer that just completely sees yourself as a vessel and a conduit of spirit, you are sent, you are a servant, right? There's a saying that says it is very hard to accept servitude as a gift, but now we are here providing the servitude. We are servants, and now spirit wants to do something through us to facilitate it, to get it right. So now, because now something has to be done through you, it had to be done yeah, there's a better way than this one, because it even makes my wrist very painful. Don't know why I didn't think about that. But now, because spirit wants to do something through you, you don't have the entire scope of what it will look like when you have said this is an achievement, right? So let's say you have an issue and spirit wants to, you are the person that has an issue, I'm the person that spirit wants to do something through, and here is the result, here's the end result, where I do not know what is going to be, right? And now you have an issue, spirit does it, and it does it through me, and then there is the desired outcome. Now, when the desired outcome comes and it happens to subside to surpass your thinking, your hopes, or it actually really meets the expectation that you thought coming to me was going to do something, and actually it happened, right? And now through me, right, as a person who sent the outcome that you wanted, it's there. Now I go and I go thank God. I go thank the ancestors to say, you have honored me and you have made it possible for me to assist or to be an answer to Susan and Susan's issue. And I'm grateful for humbling me, for allowing it to me, for giving me the heart, the obedience that this thing will happen through me, and may she grow, and may many others grow who are dealing with her with an issue like hers. That is what will happen, right? How we would be thanking our own ancestors for allowing us to do this job, because it's not a matter of, yeah, no, I'm acting the supernatural. Yeah, no, 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 no. There's a whole decorum of how we also do things with our own ancestors on the background. And so now Susan's answer is there. Now, what does Susan do? Susan does not come and thank the divine network that allowed for this thing to happen. Does not do so. Does not let me know. I don't know what happened. But sometimes Susan will let me know. Susan will say, oh, that thing that we were praying for, that thing that we did a ritual for, that thing that we fasted for, whatever way that Spirit had mandated us to do whatever thing that was going to download the thing that now is there, we are grateful for it, right? Thank you, right? You're welcome. Testimony. And I put it there. And I put it there because it's humbling. It's humbling when Spirit allows certain things to work through you. It is motivation for other people to see that what you are going through, another person has already managed to conquer it. Right. Now, when we used to go to charismatic churches and there would be a wedding in church, and us single ladies would be like, congratulations. And the pastor would say, no, be grateful, because that wave is walking right where you are. So tap into the glory. Tap into the glory. Be grateful, because gratitude is a force. Gratitude is a thing that makes things happen, right? So when we put testimonies, be grateful. Tap into that spirit, because now it's working just on your street, and because it's there, it is within everybody's reach. So that is why we post this testimonials of people who are grateful, and they're going through a very, very good concept. Now, the opposite of that is somebody who would go, and after they have achieved certain things, they would keep quiet. We've been praying for a car. Oh yeah, car she got, we don't know. When she comes back, there's a problem with the car. Gogo, I got an accident. What do you mean? Did you get knocked off? Did the bus hit you? No. Gogo, was in my car. I was driving. Oh, okay. Congratulations. What is the problem? The car? Yes, the problem is that I keep on getting into many accidents. And Spirit will bring you to a point of saying, thank you. Most people lose their things because when they were at the peak, at the zenith of their blessing, they forgot to say thank you. We normally joke, my friends and I who are healers, we say, when people come to us and we help them, and the day that they're quoting scripture on their status, you must just know that, hey, whatever you were praying for has been answered, and now you are seeing it there on the status, because people do not come to healers and just say thank you. Now, let's talk about scripture. Let's talk about scripture again. So you have Abraham. God says to Abraham, hey, Bra Abza, there's a land I want to give you. Take that nephew of yours, Bralota, and Vamus. Take everything of yours, and I will give you Bona. I will everything, plethora, abundance. I shall show you. When you are looking there and you're looking at your blessings and your descendants, you shall see them as the sand. So come hither, follow me. And when Abraham does that, it's a very lonely trip. Now he goes alone with the family, with a very grumpy Sarah, probably thinking, hey, when Abraham, we better have a baby then. I hope there's a big delivery room there. If this God of yours is not going to give me a baby, we are coming back. Probably couldn't come back because of what happened to Lot's wife. But anyway, Melchizedek comes in as a mentor, as a support, as a prophet in Abraham's life to tell Abraham, this is what you need to do. This is where you're going. Keep focused to where God is supposed to be taking you to. Right? And it's a very lonely journey for Abraham. He's confused. He's been called by the Lord. It's a very lonely journey, like most of us have told you. And so when everything else comes together, Abraham goes and takes 10% of his riches and gives them to Melchizedek, just to say, I am grateful for what and who you've been in my life. So there are many ways of being grateful. You can say it verbally, you can show it with whatever it is that you are getting, from a pool of what you got. Take out and just say, have a taste of what you were praying for. Thank you. Have a taste, right? And so there's a whole thing about where the concept of tithe comes from. People will tell you it comes from Abraham. I believe so. Then other people will tell you it is about creating the storehouse for the needy in the book of Malachi. But anyway, we are not about that. So then you have the book The Alchemist, right? You have this one who wants to wander off, has a wanderlust, wants to explore the world, and wants to chase love and good fortune and everything else. Learns a lot about jewelry, learns a lot about everything else. And then he meets his own Melchizedek along the way, who comes with a horse and restores hope onto him. And he's like, ah, you are amazing. Then he thanks Melchizedek for the journey when one day he is what he is, right? He's gotten everything. Now, there are people who fail to thank their Melchizedek in their lives, whether this is your own ancestors, which half of the time, most of the time, it is your ancestors. So when you've gotten the things that you've been praying for, please go and slaughter, even if it's just one chicken. Even if it's just one chicken and have beer and have whatever that you can have. You can even learn from your people how they used to send libations, how they used to patla, how they used to do rituals of gratitude to their own ancestors. Please tap into that and just say, I am grateful. Ndiyabulela. And that's it. It is one of the ways where you are saying, I realize that I did not get this thing by my own effort. Something bigger has gotten this thing. By you saying, I am in a state of gratefulness, you are thanking the giver of what you have. You are thanking the giver of what you have. And the person, the thing, the deity that you are grateful for will add more, will do more supplication. And that is why we're saying you can have supplication prayers. God supply, I need. God pay, give me, do you pay, right? And then you, after you've been given, you do gratitude prayers. God, thank you. Ancestors, thank you. Right? Yes, so you do rituals for ancestors to be grateful for whatever it is that they have done for you. If you do not, then they start to take away. Then you come back to us and you say, that thing, your things don't work. I only got it for 3 months, but they have supplied for you forever. It is just that you lacked the spirit of gratitude as you were facing your blessing. And now, Spirit will take you back. Will take you back, because how you get things is how you are going to thank, right? And is how you're going to be able to sustain your things. So the source is always the same of where you get and how you thank and sustenance. The source is always the same. So now people want to get here and go thank there and go show off there. Then Spirit brings you back, right? Will bring you back. So that's why we say life will humble you. Now, there are certain people that when you thank in this world, things work well for you. I say that your parents, as a spiritual head of your life, there is a way that you need to do certain things for. And I'm really not talking about it in a black text kind of a way where things are expected so that we can get out of this the system of poverty. No. I'm talking about you getting something and being thankful. In other, in Christianity and in the Muslim culture, they will tell you about the first fruits, right? The first harvest. You must go give it to your father, to your father's house. So there are certain things that, as a spiritual covering, your parents are a spiritual covering of your life. They pray for you. They send benedictions for you. When they do such, you benefit right here, right? You are a tree. They are here. You are a tree and you are benefiting. And when your life is getting uplifted in some way, go thank your parents. Whether it was just to say, Bra George, bona timer, bona wadibusa, you've been, dimamzo, twara kiba empia, twara whatever, twara chelet, whatever, however you are choosing to thank your own parents. Pray for whatever it is, a token of appreciation, and go give it to them, because when they are happy, then, you know, when the praises go up, his glory comes down. It is a universal principle. Your parents, your God, your ancestors, ne? When the praises go up, the glory comes down. Good. Now, there are certain people who have been part of a thing that you've been asking for. Now, when we really needed to have kids and we were just not having kids, my sisters and my friends, we had a circle where we would used to pray every January. We would go into fasting and we would pray, and we'll pray for children. Now the children are 10, they're 8, and mine is going to be 3. And so God has been faithful. And just because these people were in my cycle of prayer, there are many things that we've done for each other to show that we are grateful for that. Right. So it's the concept. When we've been in the struggle with you, go and thank the people that have helped you. Right. And it goes everywhere else. The nurse that was helping me to deliver was absolutely horrible. Was absolutely horrible to me, and only at that moment where the baby was coming through and my son and I were delivering each other, literally. We were really delivering each other, because I did not know what I was doing. Poor baby did not know what he was doing. And and when that nurse came in, because they considered me a very difficult patient, obviously. Uh, so when she saw that the baby was actually coming through, she's like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? Get a delivery pack!" Everybody came rushing in, and they brought this little glory light of ours that we know as a very problematic happy booba. And at that moment, after everything, I just said to myself, there's no way I'm ever going to tell a story of me ever giving birth without remembering the face of that woman. And at that moment, I was very broke. Yeah, I was broken by life. And I only had about, what, 200 rands in my purse. And I just gave it to this woman. And she was so surprised. And she was so surprised because she understood of the treatment that she gave me. And I was saying, I thank you for being there when I had to bring my son. And there is never a day where I'm going to look at him and not think about you. I am grateful. And one day when I have more, I will bring, right? And so this woman was just looking at me, and she had eyes she had tears in her eyes, and she just could not. But it was about me. It was about me being grateful. And what I'm going to say to you is that sometimes it does not look like it is a fertile ground for you to be grateful. But let not the circumstance change what needs to happen through you. Let it not. Let it not. There are moments where we need to be grateful for things that we're like, whew, I should have just written a complaint to that maternity ward, but I was grateful. It was much more bigger than what was going on at that moment. So I'm going to say, not always are you going to be finding a favorable moment to be grateful, but be anyway. Now, there are people who are instrumental in your life, your rakadis, your uncles, people that have that have been helpful in your upbringing, right? That have taken the role of being a parent. So it goes back to your spiritual covering. And we realize that when these people are on the other side of life, they will ask, but why is this child not even saying thank you to me? Because a person takes effort to do something for you. Just be grateful. Just be grateful. Right. There's a song that I love. There's a song I love. It says, "Oh, give thanks unto the Lord, for his mercy endureth forever. right? For his mercy endureth forever, it withstands forever, right? So what I'm saying is that let not people be on the other side before you can be grateful. So be thankful always. And there's a concept that says, to whom much is given, much is expected. So whenever you are given something, be grateful, because that is the only system that will ever give you an increase, and that is gratitude. Now, the other people to thank are yourselves. Do you know why most of you are blessed, flourishing, and bitter? Because you forget to thank yourself. You forget to say, hi man, girl, you are the one. Thank you, because you know, I'm saying this one because it's a concept that I also had to learn. I'm always so busy, always thinking about that, doing that, and I've never been anything else besides I just need to really, really be busy. And one day when I was very frustrated and I was about to be admitted into a mental clinic, my GP was about to refer me. And the last thing he said that meant to me was, Do you thank yourself? I know that you're going through financial problems because you are supporting everybody, but do you thank yourself? I was like, no. Thank myself for what? Hey, I must push the dollar here. And he said, the one person that you must always never fall short of thanking is yourself, and how much you make. And at that moment, at that time, I think I was making about some 15,000 rands or something. And he said 10% of that every month, you go buy yourself a pair of shoes or a bag or whatever that has nothing to do with responsibility in your life. And I thought, but you see, I'm losing my mind because I lack finances. Now you want me to go and waste money. And he said, no, that's not the concept. The concept is that if you are going to be grateful for what you've done, then you're not going to be bitter about doing it for everybody else. Because now you are in this thing because you are this machine that never works inwards, it always works outwards. So by the time you are really doing more and more for other people, you are depleted because you do not know what you are working for. You've never had a taste of the things that you are giving into other people's lives. I was like, ooh, preach it, brother. Preach it, brother. And when I learned that concept, I had a lot of bags, I had a lot of shoes. But I had a lot of happiness. It's obviously not about bags or shoes. What he was saying is that buy the things that have nothing to do, the things that are just for you and making you happy. We bought books, we did that, and I was happy. I was extremely happy. So sometimes you must always, no, not sometimes you must always you must go and thank yourself. You must be grateful for the amazing person that you are. You must be grateful for how considerate that you are. You must be grateful for the things that are happening through you, for the things that you are conceptualizing and things that you are going to get. And in the meantime, keep on being grateful for this lab, because it will open this lab and it will open for this lab, and eventually you would have covered this much of gratefulness, and this much of grace shall follow you. May you eternally remain grateful for your spiritual heads. May you eternally be grateful for the parents that are your parents. Some people would say, but my mom is late, what can I do? Go and buy a token and go put it where she or where your dad would have appreciated for it. And when you do so, go take it to the grave and say, Mommy, I've bought this thing and I'm going to place it there to show that I'm eternally grateful. So wherever this come from, may more come through for me. Right? And even us as healers, when we are taking your money, right, when you're taking your money, your energy, we always are praying that, God, we are grateful for this, and with this energy, wherever they took it from, may more come into their space. And I wish you nothing but a concept of eternally being grateful.